Hi DR gang, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about two different topics. A lot of you guys asked me from time to time, what was it like going to makeup school? And if you know me personally, of course I probably told you already, but I thought it would be nice to do like a general video on what it was like. If you're someone who is interested in makeup and you are thinking about investing and going to school for it, why not hear about it before you go? Everyone's experience is different, all the schools are different, but I thought it would only be right to do a part one, which gives a little background on me and my makeup journey and how it started, and then the part two, which has what school was like. So this is gonna be part one that just gives you a little bit of info on my personal makeup experience. Sorry, my nails look like crap. My personal makeup experience, and then the second video will have what school was like for me. My makeup journey began when I was 14. I'm from Bermuda, as some of you might know already, and Bermuda is a British colony, so all the schools you have to wear uniform. At this age, I'm in middle school, and I have to wear a uniform every day. Pretty strict, not the school in general, but just how you upkeep yourself, what you wear. You can't color your hair, you can't wear acrylic nails, you can't wear makeup, obviously. So from that age, I would always push the envelope a little bit, because at that time it was like the cool thing to come to school with, some eyeliner, or mascara or whatever. But I would always push the envelope. Sometimes I would have eyeliner, mascara, and a little bit of eyeshadow, neutral eyeshadow, nothing like crazy that was mad noticeable. I just really started to like makeup from at that point. And I remember one time my mom noticed, and she talked to me about it with one of my bigger cousins, and they were kind of all giving me like the background on eyeliner, where it originated, and why am I doing this, or whatever. And that's when I had my first little pep talk about makeup. So I don't know, I feel like at that time they felt like I was too young to be wearing makeup, and then on top of that, you're going to school. Like, why are you trying to wear makeup to school type thing? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. But for me, that's when I first realized that makeup is something that I really enjoy. And like I said, at that age, I'm not even sure if I was 13 or 14, probably 13. But a few years later, that same cousin, she had a beautiful wedding. She had like this really beautiful wedding, and I was in her wedding, so that was the first time that I ever got my makeup done. And when I got my makeup done, I just felt so pretty. Like, shout out to Onika. Onika was the person who did my face that day, and I just felt so beautiful. There were two things that happened actually. Before I had got my makeup done professionally for the first time, that same cousin did my makeup for this fashion show that I was in. That was my first time, being in a fashion show, and it was my first time getting my eyebrows threaded. Like, I always used to get teased about my eyebrows. We'll have to talk about that in another video. My cousin sat me down, and she put a little blush and mascara on me, and that was for my audition. So that was like the first time I was like, ooh, I have on makeup. But then for her wedding, when Miss Onika did my face, that's when I realized that I loved how I looked, and I loved makeup, and it was something that I wanted to do. So fast forward, the wedding is a success, fashion show is a success, I'm starting to build up this confidence. But then I thought to myself, like, where is this coming from? Well, I was young. I was still getting used to my look and like developing and everything. Like I said, it started from like 13. The wedding, I had to be probably 15. And I started to really say to myself, I think this makeup thing is something I want to do on other people. I like how it makes me feel. Imagine if I can make other people feel like this from makeup. Then I was like, I want to be a makeup artist. And I talked to my mom about it, and she said, you know what? Maybe you should reach out to Onika, the person who did my face, and see where it goes from there. And I just want to say this. I'm not sure if you're watching this, Onika, but I'm really grateful that you took me under your wing because, sorry guys. I'm really grateful that you took me under your wing because you really taught me a lot, and I was able to shadow with her for a long time, for a few years during my teen years, and go with her on different jobs and assist her and help her and see what it takes to get the job done. You know, not just the end result, but the preparation, you know, how you have to set up, how you have to clean your brushes, different things like that. So it means the world to me that I had that experience. I was able to be around a professional from a very young age and learn the tricks of the trade. And I just want to thank you again, Onika, for taking me under your wing, because you didn't have to. And the makeup industry is so competitive. Like, yes, at this time I was a little girl, but a lot of times a lot of makeup artists are kind of, you know, they just want to do their job and get it done. They don't want to really have any extra hands. They don't want to really involve other people unless they have a team. So it really means a lot that she was able to guide me and direct me. So after, you know, shadowing with Onika for a long time, remember at this age now I'm probably 15, I talked to my mom about it again, and then the next step now was to reach a bigger, you know, to move on, to learn some more information about makeup. So my mom said, you know what? I think you need to reach out to Mac. I was young, never sent out any professional emails before. I was still in high school, and typed my first big official professional email saying, do you guys have some type of shadowing program? I would love to shadow. You know, I really love makeup. I'm an aspiring makeup artist, and I would love to take part. I love the environment. I love Mac, you know, whatever. So I sent it. I was so nervous. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but I got a response. So the response was, no, we don't have a shadowing program, but we would love for you to come in on certain days, and we kind of give you a feel of what being in the store is like. So at this age, like I said, I'm like 15, 16. I can't really remember fully, but I was like 15, 16 at this time. So every time on my summer breaks, when I would come back home to Bermuda, I would shadow at Mac. That really opened my eyes, because being a freelance makeup artist is completely different from working in retail. Retail, you have to focus more on the products, focus on selling the products. You obviously have to know the products inside and out. You have to be friendly, you have to interact with customers. Like working in retail, you have to have a lot of skills, a lot of different skills. So I was able to get my shot at shadowing at Mac. I just want to say thank you to Miss Paloma, if you're watching this, for giving me the opportunity over the years to work with Mac, because it has taught me so much. I remember like little things, like when Miss Paloma first taught me how to put on lashes, and I accidentally glued her eyes shut a little bit, but you know, she also played a big role into the things that I know about makeup and who I've become and who I am as a makeup artist. And I just want to say I'm very grateful to Mr. Onika and Miss Paloma for giving me those opportunities. Now I'm probably about 17 now, and you know, it's getting near to me finishing high school, and what is my next step? Luckily, I went from just shadowing at Mac to being able to work there part-time and, you know, actually be involved like everybody else, be on a schedule and come in and do makeup and stuff, whatever. But I was still in school. So I would probably work at Mac during my breaks, like school breaks, and then when I started my first year of college, I worked there for an amount of time. For some of you who don't know, I went to Bermuda College for not a full year, but something like that, before I was actually able to go to makeup school. So my timeline is a little all over the place because some of you might not be able to keep up, because I was not in high school in Bermuda. I was in high school in Jamaica. So I did high school in Jamaica, and then I did sixth form. In between breaks, I was doing this stuff back at home in Bermuda, and then here comes the big drop, which is makeup school. So the process for makeup school was like this. Okay, let me rewind. So high school is finishing now, and it's time for me to figure out what I want to do full time. I'm very creative, very free-spirited, so I was like, I wonder if I can take this thing that I love and actually turn it into something I do full time. That's when the whole makeup school talk started to come about. I started to research different schools, see what the programs are like. At first, when I talked to my mom about it, she was like, makeup? You wanna do makeup? And I'm gonna be honest, she wasn't fully supportive. But once I started to show her that there were good programs and different things like that, she started to open up more to the idea. And I will never forget the first time we actually took a tour of the school. Okay, long story short, because I'm kind of jumbling this up, I ended up picking makeup designery because it was the best at the time. It provided the best program, and it was worthwhile. A lot of the makeup courses were really short, and I'm like, if I'm going to school and my mom already isn't really comfortable, we need her to get her money's worth if she's going to invest in it. So I better be learning everything, first of all. That was one of my things when I was looking at the schools. And it better be worth the time. Like, I better get enough practice. Like, it better not be nothing just in the blink of an eye and then I come out and then I still don't know anything. So I ended up choosing makeup designery. And makeup designery at the time was located in Soho. So me and my mom, we went to New York and we took a look at the school, and the school was exceptional. This was at the Soho location. It was exceptional. Like, they had their own products that they used. They had their own store. They offered different programs. So they had fashion, they had editorial, they had, I mean, those probably fall in the same. They had hairstyling, they had special effects, and they had beauty 101. Or they had the program that I was interested in, which was the multimedia program. So for the multimedia program, you learn everything. So we go to the school and it's so nice. They have everything you could imagine. And then this is when I knew that this is what I wanted to do, like, for sure. Like, I started to question it a little bit when I'm like, am I crazy wanting to become a makeup artist? It's not traditional. At that time, yes, you had makeup artists on YouTube. Mind you, I'm only 22 now, but there were makeup artists on YouTube, and then there were like freelancers that I knew, like Onika, but it really wasn't that common to just say, oh, I want to go to school for makeup. I know I wasn't the first, but it's not really something that you say. Nowadays, it's becoming like the thing. Like, it's becoming the norm. You have tons of makeup artists that have their YouTube channel. You have tons of freelancers now, self-taught people, all sorts of things. So it's becoming more of the norm, but definitely when I was like trying to figure out where I wanted to go, which was only a few years ago. As far as school, what direction, makeup was just really not the thing. And I even remember, like, before I had left and got to take a look at the school, I had even told some of my friends, look, I want to be a makeup artist. And I made it a thing. Like, I was in a beauty pageant at my school, and I told them, like, when I grow up, I want to be a certified makeup artist. And people were always like, what? A makeup artist? You know, because people like to play it safe a lot of the time. So that was just not something that was traditional at all. So that's when I went to the school, that's when I really fell in love with the whole idea. And I'm like, Soho is such a nice environment. It's so clean and quiet. Like, I just can't wait. So that is just a bit of background on my makeup journey. I hope I didn't talk too much or confuse you guys. I hope that this was like a good session that I've had with you guys, so you guys can understand a little bit of my background of how I fell in love with makeup. So the part 2 is gonna be based on what makeup school is like in its entirety for me, like my experience at MUD. And you know, I probably might discuss a little now, like how I'm doing after, because I still have a lot of people who ask me, you know, when they're looking for schools, just like I was a few years ago, what school is the best school? Like, why should I go here? And what was it like for you? Like, should I invest in makeup school? And we're gonna continue that chat in the next video. So I hope you watch part 2. This is part 1. Love you guys. You can just follow up on the next video.